So in this video, I'm going to show you how to simulate the reactions for your lab 6, your Penny-Ante Equilibrium lab. And what I have is I've got it set up. This is gonna be exactly like what you're doing in trial A. So I've got my sheet labeled reactants, I've got my sheet labeled products, and we're gonna simulate the forward reaction and the reverse reaction until the system reaches equilibrium. So here I'll actually just show you the first two rounds of it, and for round 0 here, you're supposed to write down, you've got your 42 whatever you're counting. I've got quarters, here's my life savings. I've got quarters. You can do pennies, beans, whatever you got, Legos, whatever, Ferraris, so anyway, so I've got my 42 there. Round 0 is like, okay, nothing happened. Okay, so round 1 here, I'm gonna get ready to move pennies from reactants to products and products to reactants. So for the reactants, I am looking for 1/3 of the pennies here. So I've got 42. 1/3 of 42 happens to be exactly 14. We'll talk about what happens when that's not the case. And one thing that you can certainly do while you're doing these things, if anybody's ever played poker, you can actually have them in stacks in 10 so that you can avoid counting and then sort of match the height there. And then that's your other stack of 10. But you have to be really careful on making sure, it's really easy, to miss. See, okay, that's not the same number of coins. So you can do that as long as you're being careful with, matching the heights there. So I've got it in like 4 stacks of 10, and my 2, that's 42 pennies. Now, that 1/3 ratio of that is 14. So I'm going to take a stack of 10 here, and I'm going to take the 2 that I have here and 2 from that stack to make this 14. So I've got this separated out. I'm not going to move it yet. So the products, for this round 1, I've got 0 products. So I've got nothing to separate out of the products for this round. So all I'm doing is I'm taking this, and moving it into the products. Okay. So in this case, I've got no products to move to the reactant. So I'm down with round 1. Okay. And what you should be doing now is you should be counting. Okay. So these are going to be your final numbers for round 1. So when you count, you're going to end up with, and I pre-counted, so I've got the numbers written to keep the video short, but you should count. So I've got 28 on my reactant side, and I've got 14 on my product side. So that's going to be it for round 1. So now I'm ready to move to round 2. Okay, so we're going to keep doing this round after round. So round 2, now I've got my reactants, I've got 28 coins, and I need 1/3 of that, right? Well, 1/3 of 28 is 9.33, right? So you're supposed to round always down, right? So even if it were 9.8, I will be rounding it down to 9. Okay, so now I'm counting 9. So here I had, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. One more is 9. So I've got 9, and I'm going to move those. Don't move them yet, right? Because you need to take care of the products now. Now I've got some products to count. So the products there, I'm starting with 14. For the products, your ratio is going to be 1/4. So 1/4 of 14, that's 3.5. So I'm rounding that down, that's 3. So I'm separating 3 coins out, and now I'm ready to move them. Okay, so now I'm going to take my reactants, and I'm going to put those into the products. That simulates the forward reaction, and now I'm going to take the products that I separated down and put them into the reactants. That simulates the reverse reaction, right? And note that I had to wait to separate things out to move, because you didn't want to get confused with the ones that you moved, right? And then miscount. Okay, so always wait until you've separated out your reactants and your products to quote unquote do the reaction. And then, so what's next is, well, now you count. You count how many you have on the reactant and how many you have on the products. And this is the part where most people mess up, because I know it's real tempting to just start subtracting. Well, can I just subtract the pieces you move? Well, not unless you really know what you're doing, because you move one this way and one that way. Okay, so I don't recommend that you go the subtracting route. Just count. Okay, I've got my stack of 10 here, so I'm going to match the height here, right? So I've got 20 here and 2 more, 22. Okay, so if you're counting in stacks, you've got coins, it's easier to count. I've got my stack of 10 here. I'm just going to recount, just making sure that I still have a stack of 10. And now I've got 2 stacks of 10, so I got 20. So that didn't even take that long when you do it the poker chip method. So then what? Then you're going to keep doing this. You know, one third of your reactants move that way, 1/4 of your products move that way, until you reach around where the number of your reactants and products, the final number, is not changing. Okay, so that's all I got for this video. We'll see you in class.